Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Joffrey Noodle Legs here today with Sullivan. Sullivan wants to come and say hello. There he is. There he is. Hello Sullivan. Yeah. I'm here today with another Noodle film review. Um, can I do the film review now? Am I okay to do the film review? Can I do it? Good boy. Yeah, another film review today. Today I'm going to be looking at a British film directed by Matthew Holness, and it's Possum. Um, this Let me tell you about this edition first. It's just a normal sort of basic Blu-ray disc. There's no special. It's not a special edition. It's just a normal Blu-ray disc. So we'll jump straight onto about the film. Now, this is the film starring the amazing, excellent actor Sean Harris, who's absolutely fantastic, and it also stars what's the other guy's name? Is it on the front? Alan Armstrong. Yeah, and it stars Alan Armstrong. Okay, now this is a very unsettling movie. It's not an easy watch at all. Um, it is a horror film in the sense that it tackles horrible subject matters. Okay, um, and it's a very uncomfortable watch. You've got to be able to deal with watching something that sort of covers things like about paedophiles and things like that. You need to be able to, not be offended by that sort of thing. Um, it stars Sean Harris as plays a guy called Philip, who's a disgraced puppeteer. Um, and that's his puppet. He builds this sort of like puppet out with like a spider legs and things. It's a very creepy puppet. And he goes back to his old house where he used to live with his mum and dad and uncle. His uncle, who was played by Alan Armstrong, is still there. His mum and dad are not there, but his uncle still lives there. And he goes back there to, I suppose, try and work out what's causing him to be the way like he is. And his uncle who's absolutely horrible person. It just reminds him of his past a lot, and he's just horrible. And this puppet that he's built, it can't. It to me, it spoke to me as like his shackles. It's like it always reminds him of like what horrible sort of person or things he might have done, and he spends the whole film walking around with this puppet in this bag, trying to lose this bag, trying to throw it away and get rid of it, but it keeps calling him back, and he can't get rid of these shackles, which is this puppet here, and obviously the puppet's name is Possum, um, and it's a story along that pretty much the whole sort of film, and it doesn't give away what the film's about. It's a very um, dark, unsettling, uh, depressing story. It's a very depressing film. Um, there's not too much dialogue in it, and Sean Harris repeats this. He's drawn a book and like a poem and like pictures in this book, and he repeats this poem throughout the film. And he goes to visit his old school, and he goes back to the old town where he was, and he's sort of like, I think they are aware of his whatever it is that he's done, because they all sort of like don't don't want to know him. They sort of wash clear of him, no, go away, sort of thing. And yeah, it's a very unsettling film. It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. Um, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was quite eerie and quite scary at points. It does have a few jump scares, and the possum and some of the lighting angles where you see possum when you're trying to get away from it, you see possum re-emerge. It's really terrifying. Um, it really is, and Sean Harris's performance in this film is phenomenal. It's a really good um, I mean, I love Sean Harris anyway. He's one of my favourite actors. He's done so many great films that I love. He's done Creep. He's done other really good films. He was in a Prometheus, um, and other really good films that I've got over there. Uh, a Lonely Place to Die and things like this. Really great actor. But in this one, he's really cool, and it's difficult to work out what he's saying a lot of time because he mumbles. But he mumbles all the time. He mumbles in his other films. He seems to mumble. I just think that's the way he is. Um, really cool. Um, it's a very bleak film, so you have to be prepared for that. There's no action in it. You know, there's no sort of killings or anything like that. Um, and the story doesn't unfold until nearer the end. Um, and like the ending, you sort of like think it sort of hits you what's going on. So I won't say much about that. So all I'm saying is that this is quite a troubled film with a very sort of bleak outlined story. So if that's not your thing, I would stay clear of it. But if you like films that are slow grind um, and sort of bleak looking, and the photography, we'll go to the pluses of it in a minute. Um, it's just such. So let's just go to that now. So the positives about this film is it's shot beautifully. I love the way it's shot. It's sort of that sort of really dirty, grimy way it's shot, and the house that he stays in. After you watch the film, you really want to have a shower. It's like that. Um, but it's just really works for the film, and Sean Harris' performance is phenomenal. He plays the guy so creepy, and it's just so weird. It's a fantastic, and the soundtrack is really cool and helps the film. And the puppet is amazing. It's really creepy and really cool. It's a fantastic puppet. The negatives it's going to be obviously the storyline. It's a very unpleasant story that they're talking about, and it's a lot of taboo. It's a taboo subject. Well, a lot of people can't handle to sort of like watch or sort of have anything to do with. But if you can overcome that, then the negatives are very slim. It is a bit of a mixed up film, you know what I mean, to sort of suss out what's going on. You do get to point, what is that about? Sort of what's happening, but it does fall together, and that's what I think gives the film sort of intelligence. It's almost like a bit like an art house sort of film, like an art house horror film, and I do class it as a horror film because it is a horrible story, and seeing things portrayed from a different way is not very nice. So difficult one to score, so I'm not, because it's not going to be for everyone. It's not going to be for most of you. I'd say at least 80% of you will not want to watch or like this film. You'll find it's either boring, you don't like the subject matter, or you don't know what's going on. But personally, I loved it. I thought it was an amazing film. This is why I had to review it. It's really cool. It's my sort of film. It's really dark, bleak. Storyline's not my story, but I like the bleakness of the film, and I like the way it's sort of portrayed. So that is Possum. Check it out at your own will. Okay, don't say I haven't warned you. Don't tell me, "Oh, Jeff, I watched that film and it was so boring," or you watched that film and said, "Oh, Jeff, that was amazing." You'll be like that, I suppose. But yeah, Possum. I can only say check it out because you might be pleasantly surprised, and actually, and a lot of people, when I saw previous reviews of this and stuff, people were thinking, "Oh, what the hell's going on?" I actually found it quite easy to follow. I think when you know what the premise of the story is about, you find it easier to follow, and and so I think that helps. Anyway, guys, if you get a chance, go and check out Horror Hands channel and Man v Film, the Horror Geek, Sarah of Horror. Check all their channels out, please, guys, if you get a chance. They're great channels, and they're mostly about horror films. But they would really appreciate you going over and subbing their channels. Anyway, guys, until the next review, look after yourselves, look after one another, and I really hope I'll see you all soon.